let's try this again. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy over here. All right, and let's go to Do Not Disturb. Where is Do Not Disturb? Focus Assist, priority only. On, there we go. All right. So I figured out how to stream it at 4K, which I think works pretty well. I guess I'm doing okay. And let me see. Oh, I probably should mention that I'm streaming right now, right? To the folks in the poll that wanted to. So I've actually found this um, fun little thing for Mastodon here that it's called Elk, elk.zone. Yeah, elk.zone. And it's actually pretty cool. It's kind of like Twitter, but for Mastodon. And I think they are doing an excellent job at it there. Um, and so here, this is kind of what it looks like, but I'm going to go plug in my instance, publicsquare.global. If you're not a Mastodon, you should join there. All right, so sign in, and here we go. So I had already been saying that I was streaming on here. So let's go ahead and I wonder if there's a way to whoa, yeah, it's like totally lagged and it's like repeating. That's really cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that link. All right, I was talking about deploying on a Friday night before streaming, and it's okay. I got the pager tonight, well, this week, so it's all good. It's my party. I can get paged if I want to, right? And live now. Oh, and it just put, I hate that setting. And I'll put it in this other thread. And let's put it in the Discord. So there is a FediMod Discord, which is, there's an invite in the, I can paste an invite in this in the chat here. So I wanna, there we go. So FediMod Discord, and let's see, and I'm now live. All right, cool. I have another, so I have a channel here that's in my profile, and then I've got one specifically for FediMod, which here's the invite like link to. Limit maximum generate new link. All right, so I'll put this in the chat here. So this is my first time actually streaming to two places at once. I'm streaming on both like YouTube and also I should actually see. I've never seen it on YouTube. Never seen it on YouTube before. The lag's not too bad. So here I go, streaming, and it's live. It's here. So here I go. That's pretty cool. Streaming. Well, the latency is like extremely low. It's live. YouTube. It's here. So here I go. That's cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, the latency is like extreme. That's pretty awesome. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna just let some folks know that we got this, and yep. Let's do it. Streaming now. So I forgot, where do you go to post? So what am I doing? I'm live streaming FediMod, uh, live streaming, or live coding FediMod's hashtag accessibility tool. And nope, that's not the link. The link I wanted is right here. That's also not the link I wanted. All right. So that's here. I'll put that off to the side for right now. And yep. All right. Oh, I was tagged somewhere. Let's see. Oh, was I actually tagged? Did somebody just use here? Yeah, they just used the here, and I hate that. I always get excited when that happened. And like, looks like a bunch of places use here. Anyway, so where are we at? So we are at where did we leave off? We left off at, so we had imported the 1 grams uh, and the 2 grams, the bigrams, and I had started importing the trigrams. Um, so the trigram data set is like really, really large. So like, let me show you how large it is. So I'm about a good chunk of the way through it. So I still have 6.9 terabytes left, and I have to mute my monitor that I have over here because it's like I hear it echoing in the background, and I need to see like what it looks like and understand the delay and everything. And it's just, I guess I can FN mute. I think that worked. Anyway, so all right. So check this out. What I did is I downloaded all the ngram ones. The ones that are still gzips have to still be processed. So if I look at the size of the gzips, um, oh, yeah, that's a lot. Like there's a lot of them, a lot. Like, and they're in the gigs. So I wonder if I can get it to flatten like this. No, cannot. All right. So anyway, this whole folder here, it's huge. And yeah, it's 2.7 terabytes in this folder. It was up to like 5 or 6 before, something huge. But so I wrote some scripts, and basically I wanted to get some parallelism. So for each one of those, for each one of the gzip files, I take them, I strip off the extension, and which I'm doing with base name and cut, and then I'm using xargs to take in the list of them, and I'm giving 16 degrees of parallelism here, in which I'm gonna make a directory after the name here. So you'll see like this was a gzip one, but I moved it, I made a folder of it, a directory. And then I went into the folder, I moved the gzip file in there to like take it out of the queue basically. And then I decompress it with this process.sh because I couldn't figure out how to escape what I needed to. Then I delete it after I process it, and then I Postgres import it. So let's take a look at process. So what process does is it outputs a header to a file, and then it gun zips the gzip stream, passes it to pipes it to CSV format, and then it's tab separated input, tab separated output, and I don't know what U1 means. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Oh yeah, everything has to be escaped, right? So this is turn it into unquoted tab separated because my source is unquoted tab separated. So it's to be quoted, tab separated, and each column is going to be quoted on its own. And I'm going to output out to the one variable, which is the first, other than the command that's being called, first parameter that's being passed in. And So that's going to format it, clean the file up, and then I'm going to cat that and pipe it to parallel with these headers here. We're going to end up with a bunch of 20,000 line files, and then the header on top. And each one of those is going to cat 20,000 lines from parallel into a file called file underscore and then the number CSV. Once that's done, once that's all done being piped out and cut up, I'm going to delete that original file, that big uncompressed file, and have a bunch of small ones instead. And then not going to print out like pimport because it has the password hard coded in there. But all that basically does is just run psql like file import. So it's nothing, not that big a deal. But what it's doing is it's also using a similar pattern as um, this one here, where we're getting a bunch of files and we're using xargs and we're gonna in parallel import them. So like if I look at, uh, oops. So if we look at this, oh yeah, that has a password in it. I'll have to edit that one out and post. Um, so anyway, yeah, there's a psaux grep psql and get the line count. I have 886 imports going right now. And these are two boxes I spun up on DigitalOcean Cloud. They're wicked fast. And I was getting like 4 gigs a second there. So here's the database for the trigrams. It's a 32 core, 256 gigs of RAM, and 7 terabytes approximately of disk space. So right now it's got 990 connections going to it. So it looks like it's increased from what we had here. Yeah, 877. I'm using PG Balancer, so and these are delayed too. So anyway, so you'll see the throughput before. So I'm averaging about 138,000 inserts. So these are just inserts a second, which is really cool. And then when I go to like look at the database level itself, you'll see CPU usage barely breaking a sweat, 15%, right? Memory usage, yeah, because there's more connections happening and there's more stuff buffering. My disk space, you'll see it's slowly increasing, but like if we switch this to like 24 hours, so this is how long I've been going for, and you'll see some spikes here, um, and it's actually kind of cool. You'll see some spikes there, but like the disk usage slowly grows and spikes over time. Um, And if we look at the machine that's actually doing the uploading, this is 64 gigs of RAM and 10 terabyte of volume on it there that I'm using. So 60 megabytes of upload on the private interface because I'm going through the VPC. The disk I/O is like reads and writes because I remember I'm splitting up those files, the memory and the load and the CPU. So like if we switch this to 24 hours, let me do a little longer than so you'll see here the speeds that were happening here. 2 gigs a second inbound. So I was downloading these files at like 2 gigs a second pretty consistently, which is pretty cool. And then like um, right now the scale's all messed up. There we go. So I'm pushing about 42 megabit a second to the database server. And that's how fast I'm ingesting. It's actually pretty cool. Um, let's see. All right, so we're ingesting some n-grams and something else that's kind of cool, which uh, so let me set this up here and put it back on the screen for you all. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you. All right, let's zoom in here. So we're connected to the database. We don't want to truncate it. Oh no. Select count star. I was at like 8 billion trigrams from ngrams 3. And that's going to take a long time. Now, if we go here, what I've been doing is I'm running multiples um, in screen. So each one of these is copying one of those files, and it's just doing this in parallel, massive parallelization here, like 800 different processes going at the same time, which is like a lot. It is really a lot, and yeah. So what is this one? Let's see. Oh, I always forget how to force attach, detach. Do it as every to get a screen session. Force, adapt, change lines, ls list. I feel like there was like a D, detach elsewhere and reattach here. Yeah, there it is. So screen D R here. So this is just like a monitor that I have going on here. That's basically a watch window that's running watch LSAR recursively and counting the number of files. I'm sorry, number of like folders still going there. So it's like, or files rather. It's counting files. So because it's LS recursive and directories. So I've got pending 2.1 million files that are going to be imported still. That's kind of like the queue that's there. And if we look, they'll go up and down over time. And then I'm just keeping an eye on the disk space. I have plenty here. Excuse me. And yeah, that's where we're going. That's what I kind of got going on over here. And so it's doing that under a bunch of sessions. This is going to run for a while. We'll leave that here. So that's where that's the update on like the processing that's been happening. So I did actually try and, oh, this sucks. Oh, that was for that. Okay, but my background, so I'm actually backing up to my local network here. Um, the ngram 1 and 2 tables. And that's been running for like almost a lot of seconds, 120,000 seconds. And that's just been running. And so it did 1 and 2, or no, it's done in 1 and 3, 4, and 5 were empty tables. 0 is an empty table, so it's just 1 and 2 over here. So it's actually still running, just dumping out that table. So when we go over here and we look at like the size of this database, I'm backing up remotely. This is like this is rounded, so like it's 3 terabytes just for the first 1 and 2 ngrams sets. So if we click on the individual tables, we'll see that just the index is 50 gigs and the data is 83. I'm not sure if like this is including the data or if this is both. I think it's like separate. So if you add these together, you have the table size, which I think kind of makes sense. So that's like a 130 or something like that. And then 130 gigs. Then we look at this one here and we've got 130. So like, let's say that brings it to 1020. 1020, so 2.3, 2.2 terabytes for just ngrams 1 and 2. Look at like the row counts, like the number, like it's just huge, man. It's just absolutely huge. Um, so like that's where we're going with all this. Like anyway, it's huge. And the other one is even larger. So where we left off. So where we left off the other day. Oh, wow, that noise is like really, let me kill that here. Let me turn off the sound. It's not like in my Chromebook. Okay, so sound is off. And let's go back to this here. And I don't know what I'm doing. All right. All right. Let's write some code, right? So let's talk about where we left off. So I have multiple databases, and what I did off screen is I put the connection strings hidden in this region here, and I added them to a dictionary indexed by the number of n-grams because we had, and then the connection string here. So we have the single connection string for both, um, and for 1 and 2, and then a third one for 3. And right now we only have more than 3, so we'll just return 3 because what we've done is we've parameterized the connection string here. So that way, if the connection string is 1, 2, or 3 in the length here, because we're splitting the n-gram over here in the on activate async. So we're splitting that. And let's see if I can actually make this a little better for us here. Yeah, I think that works. So we'll do 50-50, and we'll probably just make this a little smaller here so we can have some room here because the console windows are going to open over here, I think. I hope. I should probably change that setting. So default profile, yeah. So when terminal starts, launch mode, new instance behavior, attach the most recently used window on this desktop. All right. Yeah, so that should mean they'll open in here. So that's good for us, right? So let's leave that watch window open, and we'll see how long that takes. It's been running for a few minutes already. Okay, welcome to those who are here. Hello, how is everyone today? So, all right. So let's start where what we left off at. So I'm going to start running it. Hopefully it still works. I haven't tested it since I put that dictionary stuff in there. So I'm going to like set some breakpoints here, and we'll go from there. Oh, come on. I thought it was going to open up in there. It does on my other machine. Oh, maybe I have to set my default terminal. Does it let me do that here? Oh, defaults. Oh no. On Windows 11 it does. Oh, that kind of sucks. Oh, that makes me sad. On Windows 11 it lets me um, set up a different terminal there, like to have this be my default terminal. Okay, so I guess that ain't happening, but we're over here, and we'll just put this over here. So we have enter an n-gram, and there we go. We can zoom in a little here. There we go. We'll fake that. All right. All right. So enter an n-gram. So hello, and good. So we've got the n-gram length here is 1, and so that's perfect. So we use connection string 1 over there. And so we're adding it into here. So connection string 1 is going to go here. We're going to hit our data source. We just queried it. And these queries come back very quickly because row found. So that's good. So that works. So that hello was found. And let's remove these breakpoints. And hello there. So for those that don't remember, an n-gram is a portion, it's a string, right? It's like a continuous block of like characters. So like that's an n-gram, and this is an n-gram, and this is a return not found because I don't have a 4-gram data set, so that's working as working correctly. So like we can pick like common phrases, like Monkey Joe. Oh, that was not found. Okay, interesting. And this is cased, by the way. So Monkey Joe's is this like if you have kids, it's one of those popular like trampoline places. So you could say hot dog. That was found, and this is all case sensitive. Hot dog was also found. This all came from Google's n-gram set. So like that's really what's going on here. And there's some cool stuff in here from pop culture, like 8675309 is an n-gram because it's single, but you can go like that. And oh yeah, because I'm putting it in wrong. 8675309. It was found. You see that? Pop culture. How about that one? And then we can do like Marty McFly. Hey, look at that. That's because Google scanned a ton of books and they've made it real fun here to kind of play with this. So, but this set is humongous. Like there's even stuff like oh 0 grams. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. The reason why is because we're splitting on this. So the underscores. So underscores are being treated as separators. So that just killed us there. So we're just gonna detach there. So what are we gonna do today? So what we're gonna do is so what we're gonna do is we're going to God, that's still running, right? So our goals for today. Um, so our process is gonna be we're gonna take some do I have my notebook from the other day? Yes, I do. So we're going to take lowercase strings and we're gonna camel case them, right? So now some people are gonna tell me that this is really Pascal case, but it's also camel cases because check out the Wikipedia page. Wikipedia is never wrong, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and we're gonna split this, and we're gonna first say, okay, is this an n-gram? Is C an n-gram? Is A an n-gram? M, E, L, right? So like if we were to try this, let's see what this looks like manually. All right, let's see what this looks like manually here. Okay, so C, yeah, that was found. So CA, that was also found. CAM, also found, right? And then since we don't know about the spaces, that was not found, right? So we're going to say that camel C is an option. So far, we've got C, CA, CM, CAME, CAMEL, and then these are our first word options, right? So we would keep track of those, CA, CAM, CAME, right? But not camel C. So what we do then is we then go from starting from this C, right? The C that's over here that's left over, right? So we're gonna go CA. We want to identify all the words first, right? So we're gonna do CA because we already know C is there. So second word possibly starts with C because we know C is one of them. And then we're gonna do CA because that's the next section there. Then we're gonna do CAS. CAS was also found, so that's an option. And then we're gonna do CASE, also an option. So, and then what we're gonna do is, so we're case, and then, so our loop is basically, we're here right now. So now we're gonna do case IA. That also came back as a positive there. So case IA, all right, so we went as far as this, and this was not a word. So this is one of these is our second word, right? Third word, we're going to start with L. We know L is an n-gram there because it's valid, doesn't mean it's an actual word. And then LL, and then LL was also found, all right. And then LLT, also found, that's great, right? LLTH, also found. You get the point. So, but we also have to count. Notice how we skipped some of these, right? Like so, like well, let's just continue, right? So we're camel case all T, right? H, yeah. So H is one. So we're over here now. H, and then we're HT. So LLTHE, LLTHE, and then what are we at? all right, not found, right? So we got up to LLTHEH, right? Like that. So now we're going to start with this next section here. So we are over here. So we are, we go back one. So we're going to do H is an n-gram. And this is spelling hashtag, I think. Yeah, hashtag. So hash HA, yep, HA, and then HAS, hashtag, hash is a word. See how fast this is? This is looking at terabyte of data and pulling it out because we use the hash index in Postgres. Pretty impressive how fast it is with this data set. It's like point lookups. So hashed. Wow, look at that hash. That's a lot of words. Now it's important to know that there's like this was done with OCR, so it's imperfect. And there are spelling errors in here, right? So like hashtag, right? So we got hashed, but hashtag wasn't. So we're gonna do a. So we got up to hashta. So we start with the A over here, right? Because we've gone through this. So AGS. So we've got A, AG. Oh, I forgot the A. So we have A and then AG and AGS found. So, all right, some of y'all may be thinking, well, wait a second, a lot of these aren't real words. Well, yes, that's true. Switches that are Netgear switches, and they just crap out and need to be restarted at the worst, absolute worst moments in time. And it's absolutely horrible that happens. But I just don't want to spend the money on getting new switches. But when I just have to get up and reset them, it kind of sucks because I don't know. I have like a home lab, and anyway, so where were we? Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of like a naive approach to doing it here. But basically, we're going to brute force our way to come up with all the possible suggestions. And from there, we're going to use the existing n-gram set we're going to use the existing n-gram set to validate them. So what we've done is we've made a bunch of like, I guess you can call them monograms, right? I guess. Are they monograms? I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know. But we're gonna use the 1 grams. So like we have a bunch of 1 grams, and the way we're gonna filter this all out, so the way, oops, wrong one. So the way we're gonna filter this all out is, so we're gonna say, okay, so we're gonna take our options for the first word and our options for the second word, right? So CC is a bigram, so there's 2 of them there, right? So CA was also a 1, right? So CAM, wait, we did CA, okay, and then CAS, oops, CAS is not found. Okay, so we can cross out C, and so we can cross out the second one here, right? Because this is not one. So we'll cross that out, right? And then we're gonna do CAS. Okay, so that's there, Casea now. That's not found. So Casea gets scratched out. So then So we've just eliminated like 2 of the words from here, right? Because these all have, so that was C, right? So then we do C, that was found. CA, not found. So CA goes away, or the second CA does. So then we're CA case, not found. So that would mean for the CA pattern, it's crossed out, right? So we have to do this for each one of them, and then we're left with a final set. Because if once eventually we'll get to camel case, which wasn't found. Look at that. Is it one word? No. Is it capital? Yeah, you see, it's proper. So there's gonna have to be some flexibility there. We're basically brute forcing it, but so you see what we're doing, right? We're gonna basically try all that. So we're gonna try like camel case all. All right. So also keep in mind all the n-grams, the 3 grams aren't there yet. And just because somebody hasn't put it in a book doesn't mean it's not going to be in the hashtag, right? So camel case sum. Yeah, none of these are kind of in right now. Yeah, nobody has written camel case cat, right? You can say like, hello there. Hi, mom. Or look, mom, no. Oh, there we go. One has taken a minute. I wonder what's happening. Did my internet go out again? That one's taking quite the moment. Yeah, look at that. Could not find codec. So yeah, we got an exception there. Yeah, because we're using Orleans and I didn't set up the serializer for this here. So I wonder what the real exception under the hood is. But anyway, I think you see where we're going with this. So right now, what we're gonna do is um, we're gonna actually go ahead and we're gonna work on brute forcing all of these, right? So what we want to do from an architectural standpoint is we have an n-gram grain, excuse me, an n-gram grain, which is responsible for just resolving n-grams for us, right? Like that's it. It's just responsible for resolving n-grams, which is great, right? So now we've got to take it a step further where I don't want to do all this locally. I want to do this all within the cluster where I'm just submitting that camel case all the hashtags kind of a thing. And I want to, uh, yeah, I just want to submit this string and get back a list of ranked solutions kind of a thing. That's kind of the end game here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another green and we're going to, let's see, new and oh, I should probably tell some folks in the Orleans Discord. By the way, if you quick plug for my friends at the Orleans Discord here. So let's see, .NET, GitHub.com, .NET Orleans, because Orleans is now part of the .NET organization. So you can actually go to their repo, learn something about it. But there's a Discord chat link here. It's aka.ms. Here we go. So this is Orleans Discord. Come say hello. Tell them Elon sent you. And I'm actually going to tell them in their Discord right now. I'm live streaming Orleans work again at twitch.com. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to make another green. So let's close down the silo here. So I think what we would want to use here is like a stateless grain, because we don't want it to be a hotspot, but we do want state to be preserved. So let's for now just start with a regular grain. So I'm actually just gonna create this here, and we're gonna call this the what do we call it? Hashtag grain. Hashtag grain. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right? Hashtag grain. And so we're gonna take our state and we're gonna call it a hashtag state, and it's gonna be a string raw input, and the raw input is gonna be raw input is the raw input from the user. Thank you very much, GitHub Copilot. So raw input and the properties of raw input. So what we want to do is for now we want to what other things we have in this meeting in this state here. So we have raw input. Oh, we'll get there. So we're gonna have list of we're gonna have a list of we're gonna have a list. Let's just use a list of strings right now. List of string for options. I think we're gonna actually need to add some like cardinality there, like but let's just put that for right now, like possible solutions. And what do we want to put in here? What do we need in here? So, because remember, I'm using Orleans 7 for the first time. So I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to need that, right? And so what am I doing here? Green context. And all right, and uh-oh, I hear my kid crying. It may actually be time for me to head out early. I went into this not knowing how long I was going to be free for. Let's see, maybe she'll stop. No, she's not stopping. All right, calling it a night. Thank you, everyone. This was fun for the few minutes it lasted.